You are posting constantly. You are showing up with value. You're putting real thought into your captions. You're choosing hashtags carefully, designing graphics that look amazing. And still, crickets. No DMs, no comments, and worst of all, no clients. And at some point, start asking yourself, is it me? Is it the algorithm? Is coaching even what I should be doing? And this is all going through your mind. And the answer to all those questions is no. Because in this video, I'm going to break down the silent killer of engagement, the hidden reason why your content is falling flat, and what to do instead to create posts that actually connect, convert, and attract clients. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's get something out of the way right now. Your content isn't flopping because of the algorithm. It's not because you're not consistent enough. It's not because you didn't use the right trending sound. It's because your content is misaligned. You are creating content from your perspective, not your audience's experience. You are posting what you think they need, not what they're already struggling with. So you're speaking at people, not to them. You're writing from your brain, not their body. And you're explaining ideas when they're looking for relief. And here's the most painful truth. If your content feels like homework, people will continue to scroll away because no one is coming to social media to get more work done. And even if it's helpful, even if it's well written, even if it's beautifully designed, still people continue to scroll. So let's break down why your audience isn't responding even if you're doing the right thing on paper. Number one, you're trying to sound smart instead of being understood. Listen, I get it. You're passionate about what you do. You studied healing, psychology, energetics, somatic healing, all those things, mindset work. You want to share your knowledge. But if your audience sees the post that says, let's talk about reparenting your inner child, they're already gone because they're like, what is that? That is what I call being stuck in the expert's curse. When you speak your language and your language, they don't understand your language because you need to speak their language. So let's speak in the language that your target audience is thinking in. So instead of saying reparenting your inner child, let's say why you keep people pleasing even when it makes you resent everyone at the end. The simpler, the more human your language is, the more magnetic your message becomes. Because that last sentence, even a 5-year-old understands that, right? It's specific. You're not speaking your language, you're speaking their language. Red flag number 2, you're posting what you want to say, not what they need to hear. And here's the difference between content as self-expression and content as client attraction. Self-expression is you processing your thoughts, your growth, and your ideas. Client attraction content, however, is you meeting someone else in their story. So ask yourself, what are they Googling at 2 a.m.? What does their self-talk sound like? What are they sick of struggling with? For example, if you post something along the lines of, you're exhausted, not because you're lazy, but because you're constantly carrying the emotional weight of everyone else around you. Now that's a post they'll feel in their guts. Red flag number 3, you're playing it too safe. You want to be cute. You want to be liked by everybody. You're playing it safe. But here's the hard truth. Safe content blends in. It's quiet, and in a noisy space, quiet content dies. Coaches often avoid saying the real thing because they don't want to offend anyone. They don't want to sound dramatic or risk being misunderstood. But the thing is, magnetic content has edge. It reveals truth. It disrupts. It challenges. It makes people feel. It doesn't mean that you have to be controversial. You just need to be authentic. You need to be real. You need to be transparent. You need to be prolific, but not controversial. Say what you think because people will align with you. So for example, you can say something like, most self-care routines are just ways to avoid real work and setting boundaries. Yes, it's gonna feel uncomfortable because everyone else is giving morning routines people should do, but you coming out and saying, hey, you're just trying to avoid doing the thing. Stop it, be real. That will set you apart from everyone else. Instead of you coming up with another morning routine for productivity, blah, 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 blah. Or maybe what you can say is, you don't need another morning routine. You need to stop tying your worth to productivity. Maybe that's what your target audience needs to hear. You need to tell the truth because not everyone else is not doing that. Say what people are thinking, but too afraid to admit it, and you'll have their full attention. So here's my 4-part formula that creates scroll-stopping client attraction content. Clarity plus relevance plus emotion plus direction equals engagement. Let's start with clarity. If someone has to read your caption twice to get what you mean, they won't. They're gone. Done. Make sure that you also shorten your sentences. Lead with bold headline and relatable statements, and also avoid fluff. So for example, you can say, you don't hate your job, you hate feeling invisible. People scroll fast, but that will make them stop. So number 2 is relevance. Let me explain. Stop talking about what you're learning and start talking about what they are living. Ask, is this a problem that they're aware of? Does this reflect their current emotional states? Will they feel seen when they read this? Make sure that your content answers yes to every single one of those questions. So for example, you know how you support everyone else, but when you need help, you shut down? That's relevance. That'll be relevant for the right person. So the third one is emotion. Emotion is what gets people to save, share, and DM you. Your goal is not to teach. Your goal is to make them feel relief, recognition, frustration, hope, no more information, more connection. So for example, when you say, you're not broken, you're just burned out and trying to fix everything alone. That hits, that moves, that gets emotion. And fourth, direction. Great content gets engagement, but without direction, engagement dies. Tell them what to do next. Comment a word, save the post, DM you for a resource, click the link in the bio, whatever it is. Call to action. What should they do next? For example, you can say, if this hit home, then comment the word enough in the comments and I'll send you my free 3-step reset guide. Because let me tell you, emotion without direction is just entertainment. Now you put emotion plus direction, that is conversion. Make sure that you watch this video here if you want to learn how to build a 6-figure coaching business. I'll see you there.